Namaste. A very warm welcome to Little Khayal Series Season 2 finale. This season for me has been so special in many ways. We have had 11 unique episodes of musical interactions between children and Indian classical musicians. And I have learnt a lot from every a little child, parent and musician who are part of this series. And I have had the good fortune to put it together for all of you to watch in the form of episodes in the ShrotaHouse YouTube channel. I'm so thankful to each of you to have supported us all throughout and to have watched and shared these episodes with your friends and family. And I absolutely absorbed all the enthusiasm that the parents, children and artists showed and showered towards this initiative. My sincere thanks to every contributor of Little Khayal Series Season 2, be it my co-founder and husband Dr. Karthik Ramachandra, my little son Jayan, all the 11 talented, beautiful little children, their parents, their families, and of course the young upcoming musicians and senior most musicians of our country who have taken their time out to make this little series so special and so wonderful. I cannot wait to watch the finale with all of you. I'm sure you'll be inspired to make Indian classical music part of your lives, if not already, and to pursue this art form, to spread the joy of this art form in the best ways possible.
Hello, Namaskara. This is Kadam Giridhar Udupa here. Watch the first episode of Little Khayal Series. I had a very interesting conversation with the young Ghatam player Satya, and I had shared about my musical journey about the instrument Ghatam. So go and subscribe to ShrotaHouse channel to watch this episode. Takadinadim, takitadim, dinadim, tadim.
Hello, this is Ananda Bhate. You can meet me in the second episode of the second season of Little Khayal series, in which I have talked to Gandhar Deshpande about my musical journey. Do subscribe to ShrotaHouse YouTube channel to watch this episode and many such episodes with other artists. Thank you.
Hello, this is Milind Malshe. Do meet me in episode 3, season 2 of the Little Khayal series. I have talked to Yash Malshe about my musical journey. Do subscribe to ShrotaHouse on YouTube to watch this episode and many other episodes with other artists. Thank you.
Hello, Namaskar. My name is Shugato Nag, and I have talked about my musical journey to budding sitar player Dhruv Mama in episode number 4 of season 2 of Little Khayal series hosted by ShrotaHouse. Please watch this episode from 25th March onwards, as well as other episodes in this series featuring different artists by subscribing to ShrotaHouse YouTube channel. Thank you.
Namaskar, I'm Siley Oak. Watch me on Season 2, Episode 5 of the Little Khayal series, where I chat with little Sanvi about Indian classical music. Only on ShrotaHouse YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe.
अर्धनारीश्वरम् अर्दयामि सततम् अर्धनारीश्वरम् अर्दयामि सततम् त्रिभृगुवशे तदिमुनिवृन्दवन्दितं श्रीयर्धनारीश्वरम् आराधयामि सततं त्रिभृगुवशेष्ठादिमुनिवृन्दवन्दितं श्रीयर्धनारीश्वरम्.
So how did you pursue Garam as your profession?
Um, well, after my first concert, I used to play Gattam, until about 16 years, something like that. That's when I realized that, I heard the greatest of the greatest Vidwan, my Mahaguru, my mentor, Vikku Vinayakar sir, in one of the concerts not live. Okay, it's I think on the television, one of the concerts I saw him playing. So when I saw him playing, I said, "What is he playing? It's something totally different from what I am playing. It's it's never heard this kind of a technique. Is it? I never knew that we could play in that way. Because whatever my father taught me some basic techniques, I used to play on that. I used to be, for about 6 7 years I used to play. Only after watching him I realized, okay, there's something. It's like an ocean, so there's something else. I need to learn. So that's when I got to know from that his senior most disciple. That's my guru, Vidushi Koneram Gopal Madam. She's resides in Bangalore. Then I said, okay, let me go and learn from her. So that's when I started learning the true technique of playing Gattam. Each instrument has got its own technique. I realized that whatever I was to play, except that few techniques of playing Gattams, most of things I used to play like in my own way. Okay, like whatever my father thought, it was good enough. It was not bad, but it was not the best one. It was not the true technique. So when I met my guru Sukana madam, she taught me everything, like how she took care of me like her son. I used to spend entire day in her place, from morning to evening. And we used to have lunch. We used to chat. She used to share all her experiences, stories, everything. So the whole world, that opened up the new world to me. So it's not just playing Gattam, it was something, it's like a new world. So all their experiences, everything one by one, when okay, so this is something bigger than whatever I used to do. I was doing it that time. So that's when I learned from my guru for a few years. Then I got a central government scholarship. Then I learned from my guru, V. Suresh sir, also for a couple of years. And I did my graduation, like I was a commerce graduate, and I did my CA foundation, chartered accountant. I wanted to do that, but that time, when I had to go, that I got my first abroad tour. I had to go to Germany, so then I had to miss this CA exam. So my father said, nothing doing. You just carry on with your, you meant to be musician. You had to be musician. Don't do anything. Just carry on with the music. That's when he said. So I didn't even think what doing it. So he blessed me that you just continue with the music. Music will take you. That's what he said. So that's when my journey, the actual journey of the started as a Gattam player.
That's so amazing.
गुरुर्ब्रह्मा
Did Vincent Azoba ever scold you? Did he give you homework?
You mean homework?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Vincent Azoba was a very nice teacher. So he was, of course, a very, very great singer himself and a top-notch performer. And but at the same time, he was very, very nice as a guru. So he was as great a guru.
I'm learning piano, and I think it's a
Yeah.
very hard. And I think the very hardest part is timing the chords and the notes.
Yeah.
What would you say is the hardest part of Indian classical music?
Yes, yes. I'm very glad that you are learning piano. Please keep it up. You have started early. I had not started at the age of 10. You have started at the age of 10. I started a little later at the age of 15, say 15, 16, learning singing, okay, classical singing. But please keep it up, because what you acquire in your early life lasts very long, lasts you for life. So do it in a serious way. Try to learn as much as you can while doing your school, not ignoring your school. The hardest part, there are differences in Western music and Indian music, classical. Okay, there are differences. The scale is one. The scale of swaras, notes, that is different in classical music of the West, Western music. The scale is slightly different. 7 notes, yes, but the 7 basic notes, sa re ga ma pa dha ni sa, and they call it do re mi sa and so on. But the difference is that it is largely Western music is compatible with piano, which you are learning, while Indian music uses a natural scale. Without knowing, children start singing. They produce tunes, very tuneful tunes, very, very tuneful swaras. This is one part. The other part, which is difficult in Indian classical music, is laya and tala, the rhythmic part. How rhythm is divided, time is divided. So Indian music has 3 types of layers. Laya means tempo, the slow tempo called vilambit lay, the middle tempo called madhya lay, and the fast tempo called dhruta lay. 3 tempos, and there are structured parts of music of time which are called tal. That concept is not there in Western music. The concept of tal. It is cyclic, it's cyclic. There is a cycle of 16 beats which will be called teen tal. A cycle of 12 beats which will be called ek tal. And a cycle of 10 beats which will be called jap tal. And you have to maintain throughout your performance one cycle. Either it could be jap tal, ek tal, teen tal, it could be rupak, which is 7 beats cycle. And there are such tal part, that learning that tal and integrating it with the tones, with the swaras, is the skill.
My name is Dhruv Bhama and I am going to play the piece named Spring on the keyboard. Thank you.
Practice is 2 hours every day. What do you think?
That's lovely.
What do you think? Is it too much? Is it too less?
So actually, sir, I practice every day, maybe 1 hour, the keyboard.
That's nice.
Maybe 2 hours is still okay.
Still okay. Good. In 2 hours, you can do a lot of practice if you stick to intelligent practice. Okay. Practice has to be very intelligent because everybody you don't have much time. You have so many things to do. Whatever you do, you must do it very intelligently.
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्णदामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकीवल्लभं कौन कहता है भगवान आते नहीं कौन कहता है भगवान आते नहीं तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं तुम मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं.
Why do you enjoy singing and how did you become good at it?
Oh, why do I enjoy singing? It just gives me so much joy when I sing. And when I don't sing, actually, I feel like I'm missing out on something. I feel like I'm missing out on a big part of my life. Like if ever I would not be able to sing, I would be the most unhappy person ever.
Would you cry? When you were little, would you cry?
Yes, I cry. I cry even now. Sometimes. But yeah, to answer your question, I do love to sing because it just gives me a lot of joy. It gives me a lot of peace. It can change the mood totally. If I'm feeling sad and I sing, I could feel happy. Sometimes it's the other way around also. Like if I sing something really sad or painful, it can also bring in
sad.
Then I could become sad too. So I think it's the power in music, it's the power in the notes, in the rhythm, in the beat that makes me love it so much.
Namaste, Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Welcome to ShrotaHouse. a very wonderful platform, a site which is a great resource and source of inspiration for young budding musicians and music students. I am here to announce my participation in a series, what is called Little Khayal Series, where I have this one brilliant young music student called Nihal Joysula, who I had a discussion with, kind of a interaction and interview, where I have shared aspects of my musical journey. I am a violinist and a vocalist in both Carnatic and Hindustani systems of Indian classical music. Nihal was an exceptionally keen and brilliant boy, and in this interview we have covered a lot of beautiful aspects which are simple and at the same time some aspects which are slightly insightful and hopefully inspirational. So please log on, please watch this series, please make ShrotaHouse a significant part of your musical journey. Thank you so much. Om Sri Guru Bhyo.
Hello, I am Mandar Karanskar. Do join me for the 7th episode of second series of the Little Khayal series, in which I will be talking to a young music student Sharanya about my musical journey. Please subscribe to the ShrotaHouse YouTube channel for more such videos. Thank you.
विरिञ्चि हरिरुद्रनुतेन पञ्चवक् शिवसुते पञ्चमातङ्गमुखगणपतिना परिपालितोऽहम् पञ्चमातङ्गमुखगणपतिना परिपालितोऽहम् पञ्चमातङ्गमुखगणपतिना परिपालितोऽहं सुमुखेन श्रीपञ्चमातङ्गमुखगणपतिना परिपालितोऽहं सुमुखेन श्रीपञ्चमातङ्गमुखगणपतिना परिपालितोऽहं सुमुखेन
You recognize all those possibilities, not all those possibilities, many of those possibilities. And then it feeds your mind. And then the mind goes into a creative tizzy. It goes into what I call aha for the mind. The mind is so fascinated by these possibilities. And then it just like when they say blow your mind, no, you use that phrase, no, it blew my mind. For a musician, whenever he is dealing with raga, his mind is getting blown. Literally, because there is so much to be done. Ga ma da ni sa, ga ma da ni sa, ga ma da ni sa da pa sa sa da pa pa ga ma ri ni da. I can go ga ma ni da, ga ma sa ni da, ga ma sa da pa 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 ga ma ri di 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 ga ga ma ma da da ni sa da. Ga ma da ni sa I can render with janta. Ga 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 ma ma da da ni sa. Ga 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 ma 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 da 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 ni sa. I can vary tempo. I'm just
trying to tell you that there is the process of discovery and innovation is on the spot.
जागो मोहन प्यारे सावरी सूरत मोहे मन भावे सावरी सूरत मोहे मन भावे सुंदर लाल आरे जागो मोहन प्यारे रात समय उठी भानुदय वर रात समय उठी भानुदय वर ग्वाल वाल सब भूपत टाले दर्शन के सब भूखे प्यासे.
Okay, so you mentioned Maya in your blog. What is Maya and how do you see it?
Okay. See, Maya, it's a very short word. It means taking something for what it is not. Okay, I'll give you an example. If we are walking on a dark street, there are no lights, sun has just set, and there is a rope lying in the middle of the street. So someone might say, oh, it's a snake. Yeah. And once you are under impression that it's a snake, so many things happen. You get afraid. You run away, right? So many things. Your blood pressure will go up. You will, everything. You will start perspiring. Everything will happen. But actually what it is, it's a rope. Yeah. So this is what Maya is, not understanding what something truly is.
Hi everyone, this is Rachna Bhama. I'm Dhruv Bhama's mother, and he was part of the Little Khayal Series season 2. He did the episode with Shri Pandit Sugato Nag sir, and I remember this whole thing began with a little workshop which I wanted my children to do with ShrotaHouse. I found it very interesting the way they were introducing Indian classical music to children, making it really sound fun and kind of drawing the attention of the little minds towards the Indian classical music. And so I just enrolled them into that, and during that interaction, I believe my son showed a lot of interest towards the sitar. I say that because I wasn't aware of it, but Madhumita knew of this. And one fine day, she suddenly called after the workshop, and I think quite some months had gone by. And she said, would Dhruv be interested in taking an interview of a sitar player? And it just came by surprise. I wasn't sure if Dhruv was ready for it. And I said, I'll get back. And when I asked Dhruv, he just jumped at the opportunity and he was like, yeah, I can do that. And that was it. He was after my life saying, I want to even learn the sitar. And I remember it was, pretty much during the 2 terrible years of the pandemic when everything was online. I was very reluctant, and I told him that Dhruv, I didn't want to disappoint him, but then I had to tell him that, I don't think you can learn an instrument like sitar online. I don't think it's possible. But he was like, why mama, everything is online and I can learn. I said, but how will you manage it? How will you tune the sitar, and what if the string breaks, and how will you manage all that? You need somebody to help you, and nobody from our family has any music background. We don't play instruments. So I was not ready for it, but he was. And I remember when we were having the ice-breaking session with Sugato sir, one of the questions that Dhruv asked is that, sir, can we learn sitar online? And I remember sir saying that, oh, that's a very interesting question, and it is possible. That was it. He was after me and he said, I want to learn. I said, yeah, you want to learn, but I'll have to find a teacher for you, and I don't know whether they are taking online classes. I don't know where to buy the sitar. And so anyways, finally the day came when he was taking the actual interview, and at the end of the interview, Dhruv asked sir that, sir, can you teach me the sitar? And sir said, yes, absolutely. And Dhruv was like, sir, when can you teach me? He said, the very day when you get your sitar, we can start off with your classes. I was really surprised. I didn't expect that. It was just an interview. And he came up to me and he said, Mama, online classes are possible, and all I need is a sitar. So after this, our sitar hunt started, and we couldn't get the right sitar. We searched all over the place in Bangalore. So there are two types of sitars, and the one that we needed was Gandhar Pancham sitar, which was just not available. Like, whatever was there was not of any great quality. So then I finally approached Sugato sir, and I remember he was so sweet. He actually helped us get the sitar all the way from Kolkata. He personally looked into it, and he made sure his student had a sitar, and then his classes started. So it's been quite a journey, like just from a little workshop for my children to have fun to them learning the sitar. And it's not just Dhruv, he's also motivated his younger brother Ved to also learn the sitar. So they both have their sitar classes. It's online. And the most unbelievable thing, sir has been so patient. He actually instructs so well about how to go about tuning the sitar. Of course, my children have got a ear to music, so somehow they manage it. If you ask me, everything sounds the same to me, but for them, yeah, they could make out the difference and they could tune their sitar. And I remember the string broke once, so he was instructing them to fix it, and I was also part of that session where me and my husband were like trying to fix the sitar string, and never imagined we could do all this just by the instructions. So yeah, it's been a great journey, and thank you so much, Madhumita, for believing in Dhruv, in believing that he could play the sitar someday. And so I don't think Little Khayal series was just an interview. It was it was quite an experience, I should say, right from developing love for our Indian classical music to understanding how challenging it is, and to find the right people, find the right connect, and people who are genuinely there to motivate you. So I think ShrotaHouse is doing a brilliant job, and I really hope that a lot of children take this opportunity and participate in each and every workshop of ShrotaHouse. Thanks a lot. Today we have 2 sitar players at home, and let me tell you, I didn't know this, but not many people play the sitar. It came to me as a surprise, because I remember my child, he had a music fiesta in school, and when they saw this little kid in 5th grade playing the sitar, everyone was surprised. And the principal, the chairperson, they were all so happy to see one student, after so many years playing the sitar from their school. And that's when I realized that there was no other child playing this instrument. So yeah, I realize it's not just about, of course it's about the passion, but it's not only that, it's also a responsibility that we don't let our Indian music die. So ShrotaHouse, I think you guys are really doing a great service to the Indian classical music. Thank you so much for everything.
Namaste, my name is Naveen Aditya and I live in Raipur, Chhattisgarh, and I am Saranya's dad. We have a business of industrial automation where we do a lot of industrial work. Sharanya was involved in Little Khayal series, season 2 in episode 7. She had to interview Mr. Mandar Karanchkarji. I really like the idea of Little Khayal series where children get opportunities to interact with such an complex artists. It was encouraging to see Saranya's, who is 11-year-old and very excited to learn about Mandarji. She went to different websites to find about him, and also Google it to find out all the information which you could collect. She was very motivated and did a lot of research in preparing those questions. And when she showed me the questions, I was really amazed the kind of questions she came up with. She also reviewed those questions with Madhumata ji to find out if she can add some more questions. So that was really fun. I think the whole process of this preparing for the interview was very fun and exciting for everyone, including me. This really helped her and also helped me to understand how children get motivated when they are given a chance like this. I thank Mandarji for the time he has given for the interview and also providing the guidance throughout the interview. So that was really good. I cannot thank enough to Madhumata ji for the idea of Little Khayal series and working so hard in the coordination with everyone so patiently. Collecting all the questions, making sure that everyone has time, so compiling all the videos. So there are a lot of things, a lot of hard work goes behind the scenes. So thank you for the great work. You have created a great ecosystem for the children, parents, and the artists. So thank you very much.
Hello everyone, this is Mugdha, Shreya's mother. Shreya got an opportunity to interact with Vidushi Manjeri Asnare Kelkar through Little Khayal series of ShrotaHouse. It was a great experience for her as well as us as parents. First of all, getting to interact with such a great artist was an opportunity in itself. But other than that, it gave her a chance to take a closer look at an artist's life and hear from them about their experiences directly. What goes behind making a great artist, knowing this thing was so full of learning for us, for her. The other thing was that so many people viewed the interview. They either through their comments or personally praised her for this work, and it really motivated her, inspired her to do more such work as well as take music a little more seriously. So we thank Shrota House for this opportunity, and thanks from bottom of our hearts to Manjiri Tai for really agreeing to do this. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Varsha. I'm Niyati's mom. It was a once in a lifetime opportunity for Niyati to converse with somebody so accomplished in the field of music. Little Khayal series has been such a unique platform for kids to engage in one on one conversations and get a peek into the lives of renowned musicians. Beyond music, it also helped Niyati expand her interpersonal skills. As parents, the whole experience was as much enriching for us as it was for Niyati. Thanks to Madhumita and ShrotaHouse for this initiative.
Namaste. My name is Madhavi, and our kids, Nihal and Snigdha, participated in season 2 of Little Khayal series. Thanks to Madhumita ji and Little Khayal series ShrotaHouse for giving our kids a wonderful opportunity to showcase their interest in music. This Little Khayal series is one of a kind of a platform where eminent musicians are interacting with budding artists. It's a challenge for both the musicians as well as the little kids. Nihal and Snigdha thoroughly enjoyed every episode. Nihal, when he was doing his episode, he was so interested and he was so excited when he was doing the conversation that he didn't want the episode to end. He wanted it to be continued part 2. Snigdha was thoroughly enjoying every episode, but she was more focused on learning about each artist, and in every episode she was finding new ways how to keep the audience engaged and enthusiastic at the same time, not to leave interest, and then get focused onto their YouTube channels without leaving the episode. So both the kids had a great time in participating. And thanks to their guru, to our guru, Sri Chitraveena Ravkiranji, for introducing both kids to Madhumita ji and ShrotaHouse. Now, what to say about Madhumita ji? She's one of a kind. She's been really supportive and totally encouraging to our kids. She had one-to-one conversation in the beginning where she spoke with the kids, and then that made them at ease. She wanted each episode to be stress-free for the kids, and then she is being there like a rock pillar, supporting all the kids, I guess. So for us, ShrotaHouse and Little Khayal series, we are looking forward for more episodes. Let's go!
Namaskaram. I'm Meenakshi Ganesan, founder and artistic director of Kalanjali Dance Company here in the United States. I'm extremely happy to talk about ShrotaHouse and the Little Khayal series. My heartfelt congratulations to Madhu as well as Karthik for this wonderful, unique concept of bringing music, classical Indian music, to the young minds in a novel way. Such programs tend to encourage the youngsters not only to learn and appreciate our traditional arts and music, but they also enjoy performing it and also become future rasikas. The interaction of little children with seasoned established artists through the Little Khayal series is an amazing way to set a stepping stone, goals for the young minds that are learning the basics of the art form, and also to make them better rasikas in the future. Absolutely thrilled and have enjoyed seeing various youngsters participate and interact with seasoned, established musicians and legends in the field of music. Best wishes to ShrotaHouse for continuing to kindle this wonderful energy, love and passion for classical Indian music and arts. Namaskaram.
Hello everyone, Namaste. My name is Vanraj Shastri. I'm a saree player and a vocalist. I'll be coming live on the YouTube channel of ShrotaHouse as a part of their initiative called Little Khayal Series. I'll be in conversation with Niyati and we'll talk about what a little musical journey I had until now. So please do subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you there.
Hello, this is Kalyani Dasatkar Tatvavadi. You can meet me in the second season of 9 episode of Little Khayal series, in which I have talked with Ira Ganu about my musical journey. Please do subscribe to ShrotaHouse YouTube channel and many episodes of many great artists. Thank you.
Hello, I am Manjiri Asnari Kirkar. Do join me in the 10th episode of Season 2 of Little Khayal series. In this episode, I have talked to Shreya Bapat about my musical journey. Do subscribe to ShrotaHouse YouTube channel to watch this video and many more videos with other artists. Thank you.
Namaste, this is Jayanti Kumaresh. So many interviews in our life, but some are very, very, very memorable. ShrotaHouse is coming up with this interaction of little children with established artists. I absolutely enjoyed my episode, Season 2, Episode 11, with a very, very little one. It's a surprise. Go watch this episode and subscribe to ShrotaHouse YouTube channel.
Hi, I'm gonna play Vande Mataram, the national song of India.
How many octaves are there on a sarangi?
Oh, nice question. Very nice question. So like there are 3.5 octave. I'll show you first the lower one. This is the lower one.
Okay.
And the middle one is. It sounds even brighter, right? And the high octave is. So that was the third one. And 3.5 I will show you like. Do you feel that it sounds like little bit if somebody is screaming from far place? Yeah. Does it sound like it was?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, kind of.
share with us one unforgettable or funny childhood memory while learning music?
या श्योर। पहले तो एक अविस्मरणीय मेमोरी मेरे लाइफ में हुई है, वो ये है कि नासिक में कैलाश मठ करके एक आश्रम है, वहाँ आचार्य श्री महामंडलेश्वर परम आदरणीय संविधानंद सरस्वती जी, वो स्वामी जी वहाँ पे वो आश्रम संभालते हैं। तो वहाँ पे उनका जन्मदिन था, तो और उन्होंने सरस्वती पुरस्कार का जो कार्यक्रम था वो आयोजित किया था कैलाश मठ में। वो बहुत बड़ा प्रोग्राम था। तो उस साल उन्होंने लता मंगेशकर जी को, आदरणीय लता मंगेशकर जी को सम्मानित किया था सरस्वती पुरस्कार देके। तो उन्होंने मेरे दादाजी से कहा था, क्योंकि दादाजी और उनका जो रिलेशन था वो बहुत ही ऐसा बहुत ही क्लोज था। तो मेरे दादाजी को उनका फोन आया कि आप आ जाइए, कैलाश मठ में आ जाइए, और लता जी आई है, आप उनसे मिलिए, और आपके साथ अपनी पोतिया कल्याणी, गौरी, अश्विनी, ईश्वरी सबको लेके आइए, क्योंकि उनको आशीर्वाद मिलेगा उनका। तो इसलिए दादाजी ने हमें सबको बोला कि चलो हमें जाना है। तो मैं बहुत ही छोटी थी, तो मुझे कुछ भी पता नहीं था कि अरे हमें दादाजी कहाँ लेके जा रहे हैं, किस लिए लेके जा रहे हैं। तो हम बस बोले ठीक है दादाजी, हम तैयार होते हैं और आपके साथ आते हैं। तो मैं तैयार हुई, दादाजी के साथ कैलाश मठ चली गई। तो वहां जाके मैंने सामने देखा तो साक्षात भगवान, साक्षात लता दीदी मेरे सामने खड़ी थी। और मुझे इतना तो पता था कि ये बहुत बड़ी गायिका है। बहुत प्रेम पूर्वक उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि आओ बच्चा, अंदर आओ। तो मैं अंदर गई और उनको प्रणाम किया, लता मंगेशकर जी को। और उनकी छोटी बहन भी थी, आदरणीय उषाताई मंगेशकर जी वहाँ पे थी। तो मैंने उन सब लोगों को प्रणाम किया। और फिर बाद में वो मुझे उसने कहा कि अरे आपका नाम क्या है, आप गाना सीखती हो तो बहुत अच्छा करती हो, और गाना कभी छोड़ना नहीं है, बहुत प्रैक्टिस करना, बहुत रियाज करना, बहुत साधना करके महान बनना है, तो गाना कभी भी छोड़ना नहीं है। तो ये बहुत ही बड़ा आशीर्वाद उन्होंने मुझे दिया, मेरे से उन्होंने बात की। तो मैं दिन भर मुझे उनका सहवास मिला। सुबह मैंने उनके साथ लंच किया, डिनर भी किया। तो उस दिन मैं जो छोटी थी तो मुझे कुछ पता नहीं था कि ये इतनी ग्रेट आर्टिस्ट है, और हमारा आज कितना भाग्य है। और आज मैं सोचती हूँ तो मुझे लगता है कि ये इतनी बड़ी हस्ती थी, और क्या यादगार दिन है मेरे लाइफ में। तो मैं ये सोचती हूँ।
Like, did you used to practice regularly even then? Like, didn't you find the practice boring?
It's a nice question. Actually, mm, I I used to enjoy, as I said earlier, कि there were so many singers or music atmosphere near me. एंड मैं जो जाती थी पिताजी के साथ उनको सुनने जाती थी और जो तब मुझे ऐसे अच्छा लगता था कि वाह इट्स वेरी नाइस, सब कुछ अच्छा कर रहे म्यूजिक, जो जैसे कॉन्सर्ट्स होते हैं तो आई यूज टू एंजॉय. And then I started when I started learning, then जब तक छोटे छोटे सॉन्ग्स थे या कुछ ऐसा छोटी छोटी बातें होती थी तब तक तो आई वाज ओके कि आई रियली यूज्ड टू एंजॉय, क्योंकि वो इजीली आई कुड पिक अप. The first song was taught to me by one of my father's students. That was Abira Gulal Udhali Taranga. You know that song?
No.
No. Okay. The song is by Pandit Jitendra Abhisheki ji. तो वो सॉन्ग एक भक्ति गीत है. आई मीन इट्स अ अभंग. सो वो मैंने सीखा और तो वो मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता था क्योंकि जल्दी जल्दी आई कुड पिक अप. लेकिन धीरे धीरे ऐसे हो गया कि व्हेन आई थोड़ा थोड़ा राग संगीत, फिर अलंकार का रियाज करना, प्रैक्टिस करना धीरे धीरे, जैसे आप कथक डांसर्स करते हो ना कि एक अपने पैर चलाना, एक गुण दुगुन चौगुन ऐसा जो होता है, तो धीरे धीरे वो डिफिकल्ट होने लगता है. थोड़ा सा आपको पुश करना पड़ता है ना. तो इसी तरह एक ही चीज बार बार रिपीट करना पड़ता था. तो और ऐसा होता था कि मैं स्कूल के बाद जब घर आती थी तो सारे फ्रेंड्स खेल रहे होते थे और मुझे प्रैक्टिस के लिए बैठना पड़ता था एटलीस्ट फॉर एन आवर. लेकिन वो बापरे ऐसे मुश्किल लगता था, यार क्या मैं खेल नहीं पा रही हूँ, ये नहीं कर रही हूँ. तब थोड़ा सा बोर लगता था. लेकिन धीरे धीरे करते 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 एक चीज जैसे आप अचीव करने लगते हो ना, एक स्पीड अच्छा लगता है कि आपके टीचर आपको बताते हैं कि इस स्पीड को आप जाना है या ये आपको एग्जैक्टली ऐसे ही बाय हार्ट करना है. तो पहले तो डिफिकल्ट लगता है, लेकिन जैसे आप करते जाते हो तो अच्छा लगता है. और अगर जैसे आपको वो पकड़ में आ गया तो देन यू आर हैप्पी, है ना. लेकिन तब तक का जो ये टाइम है, it's a bit difficult, and repeating the same thing was naturally boring. But my father always used to be with me, and he used to always encourage me कि नहीं ये तुम कर पा रही हो, इसके आगे चलो. तो वो एक उनसे मुझे बहुत एनर्जी मिलती थी. So
You know what we are going to do? Do you know a story?
Yeah,
What story do you know?
I know Ramayana.
In Ramayana, do you know a small story that has about a very small part of it?
Maybe when Rama gets married.
Okay. Can you recite it in a short way?
So Rama goes to where Sita is getting married, and then he breaks the bow, and then
Wait. You have to tell one sentence, and I will play the emotion for that.
Okay.
You wanted me to play, so I'll play musically the story as you chant it.
So he's walking, and then he touches Ahalya while he's walking to Sita's place.
Now he's walking there.
Then he reaches there, and then he sees everyone trying to lift the bow, but they can't.
Nobody's able to lift it.
And then Rama gets a praise to his guru and lifts the bow.
And he lifts it.
And then he breaks the bow while he's trying to string it.
And he breaks it. He's already broken it.
And then Sita comes, and then they get married.
Sita comes. And they are married. That was so beautiful, Uma. You're such a beautiful storyteller.
Hi, thanks for watching Little Khayal Series. I'm Singda, your anchor for season 2. My favorite part of Little Khayal Series was getting to know about all the artists in detail and about the kids. It made me feel like I was interviewing them myself. Thank you, ShrotaHouse, for giving me this opportunity. Bye! Hello, I am Sanvi. I was in Little Khayal Series Season 2, where I interviewed Miss Siley Oaks, and the experience was very exciting, and I learned a lot about Siley. And also, she was very nice, and so we had 1 hour together, and I really enjoyed it a lot. Miss Madhumita also helped me with it.
Did you prepare yourself?
Yes, I prepared myself a lot with the questions I had, and I wrote it on my own.
What did you learn while interviewing Miss Siley?
How she loved singing when she was little, and how she grew up with music, and how she practices so much. Hi, I'm Niyati. I interviewed the wonderful Sangi player, Sri Vanraj Shastri. I learned a lot about the sarangi. I never knew it was so close to human voice. I was nervous in the beginning, but after some time, it started getting exciting, especially the rapid fire round. If I get a chance, I'd be happy to interview Vanraj ji again. Bye.
Namaste. My experience with ShrotaHouse has been amazing. First, I'd like to thank Madhumita Auntie for providing me with this opportunity to interview such a great musician. And next, I'd like to also thank my parents for helping me and guiding me along the way. I really enjoyed preparing for the interview and the interview itself with Sriram Parsuramji. It was very insightful and motivational. We went into a lot of depth instead of just the basic questions of what they like or etc. And I really thought that I could take away a lot from that interview, and it was really fun for me to go through. So I really enjoyed the overall experience, and I would do it again if I had the opportunity. Thank you.
I am Gandhar. I am so glad that I got a chance to speak with Shri Anand Bhatteji. I also love speaking with him and knowing from him how to do riyas. I also love listening to his new music during the interview. I had a wonderful experience. Thank you.
I really enjoyed being a part of the Little Khayal series. It was fun to prepare questions, and I also gained a lot of knowledge about the artist. I reviewed with Madhumita auntie, and she gave me the idea of rapid fire. It was pretty amazing. We had an amazing conversation. It was fun to talk with the artist, and what I enjoyed the most was the interview because it was my very first experience.
Good evening everyone, my name is Dhruv Bhama and I'm very lucky to be a part of Little Khayal Series Season 2. When I first heard from ShrotaHouse that I was going to be a part of Little Khayal Series and was going to take an interview of a sitar player, I was surprised and I wanted to do it that very day. The first time when I met Sugato Nag sir, I had butterflies in my stomach and I was very pleased to meet him. Then I had to list down and prepare some questions to ask him. I knew that I wanted to ask him more about the sitar and about him, how he struggled and how he came up to be a sitar player. In the interview, I felt nervous, but then when I started interacting with Sugato Nag sir, I felt more comfortable. At the end of the interview, I asked him whether he could accept me as a student, and to my surprise, he really did. I'm very glad to be a part of ShrotaHouse Little Khayal series. Thank you ShrotaHouse for the Little Khayal series. You did not just let me do the interview, but you also made me find a teacher, and today me and my little brother both are learning sitar from Sugato Nag sir. Thank you ShrotaHouse for everything.
Everybody, I'm Murli. My daughter Mugdha goes to the Swar Sketches program in-person one conducted by ShrotaHouse. This is my review of the Little Khayal series season 2. I must confess I'm a rather recent viewer and follower of the series, and so I thought what's a good point to start, and I started watching episode 1, and I got a rough idea of what the format of the series is, how an episode is supposed to go, what it's all about, right? And my impressions were that the one thing that really struck me was, yeah, it's here's a very talented musical child talking to maybe his or her idol, somebody he or she reveres a lot and is looking up to. So they want to keep it a bit structured, and they don't want these awkward silences or the conversation to go nowhere. So it's a bit prepared. They've asked the kids to think about what they want to talk to the musician about, but it's only the questions and the topics that are pre-decided and thought about. The conversation that happens as part of those questions, they're actually amazing, right? Because one thing that struck me was the first episode was Satya Ganeshan talking to Vidwan Giridhar Udupa. That was awesome because the responses that Vidwan Udupa gave sort of prompted the kid to ask more, and I'm sure the kid was inspired by the answers. And the questions were on the lines of, tell me how many hours did you play as a kid, and what made you go to the ghatam, and so that it was more of an inquiry where, can I emulate this person, can I get inspired, he's so awesome and successful, can I do the same? So that was one thing that was so heartening to see in a kid of around 10 years, I guess. So that was nice. And then I started exploring more episodes, and I landed on this very cute episode of a 6-year-old Sanvi Shruti talking to Srimati Saili Oak. And there, it completely changes, right? It's so hard to predict what kids of that age will ask you, what's going on in their mind at any given point of time. So I'm sure, I wasn't able to watch the entire episode in that specific case, but I could already see, again, as I mentioned, even the musicians were so involved. They were so happy and genuinely pleased to talk to those kids. Because nowadays, kids are so sharp and bright, but they teach us so much, right? They sort of open our eyes and make us think about things that we think we already know in very, very different ways. And so a very simple question that came along was, what sort of music do you like? Right? It's not about how many hours did you practice, what did you do to become a successful musician, and so on and so forth. It's, what kind of music do you like? And when Srimati Saili Oak asked her back the same question, she said, I like Shah Rukh Khan songs. that was so that's just the beauty of, I think that answer, that question and answer sequence sort of summarizes the beauty of this episode, that the conversation can go anywhere and both parties stand to learn something. And then switching episodes, I started looking at, Dhruv Bhamo talking to Pandit Sugato Nag. And here's a keyboard player, a 10-year-old keyboard player talking to a sitar player. They're so diverse, right? He's more into Western classical Western music. And Pandit Sugato Nag, I found out, I didn't know, is a revered and awesome sitar player. And one of the first questions was, oh, you're 10 and you want to learn more about the sitar and you want to play? This is a good age, because when I was 8, I couldn't even reach the sitar. So, small technical bits and pieces. So on the whole, just an amazing concept. So much for kids to learn, kids to get inspired by, and sometimes just shed that awe that they're talking to a great musician, an established, accomplished musician, and just talk to somebody as a peer, almost as a peer, right? I like music, you like music, I like these things, I'm playing this thing, you do the same, okay, let's share notes, something like that. And of course, for adults like us watching, a great experience, looking forward to more seasons and more episodes. And like everything you do, Madhumita, kudos on coming up with this concept, and please keep going.
It was wonderful to be with you in this amazing season of Little Khayal Series. Hope you enjoyed each and every episode as much as I did. I look forward to seeing you again very soon at ShrotaHouse. This is your host, Nigda, signing off. Bye, and take care.